Welcome to DML Discovery Metal Legion. Today is the day where I'm going to give you my top 10 favorite progressive metal albums of all time. That's right, it is probably 3 years in the making. I've been trying to create this list. The list can alternate, can really alternate, because a band tomorrow could release the greatest progressive metal album of all time. It is going to be a fun list. We're in for a very fun time. Comment below your favorite progressive metal albums down below, and let's get on with this video. So, coming at number 10 is none other than Tool, Lateralus. Now, in case you don't know, I'm a pretty big Tool fan. I really do enjoy most of the stuff. Even enjoyed the latest album, Fear Inoculum, which is an absolutely fantastic album, one of the best albums of 2019. Tool Lateralus really channel in the Fibonacci sequence, you could say. Like, you could say a lot of Tool fans are really into the concept of Tool albums. But this album is a masterpiece, in my opinion, with some thrilling guitar work, and I just absolutely love Danny Carey's drumming, and not to mention Maynard's vocals are absolutely fantastic. You got songs like The Grudge, Wear the Grudge like a crown of negativity, something like that, so damn good. Songs like The Patient, which is fantastic, really love the guitar work on this. Schism, the odd time signatures, polyrhythmic sections as well. Ticks and Leeches, Lateralus, the Fibonacci sequence, whoa, and Parabola. There are some really cool interludes as well that lead on to the songs, but I just love the atmosphere on this album that builds and builds throughout Lateralus, and that's why it's one of my favorite progressive metal albums. It's progressive, there are longer songs on this album. In my opinion, Lateralus is probably one of the most trippiest, weirdest albums I've ever heard. At first I didn't like it, but I have grown to love this album, and it's one of my favorites. Okay, so this might be controversial. Coming up number 9 is none other than Between the Buried and Me and the album Colors 2. As you know, Between the Buried and Me are a progressive metalcore band, and they do count as metal. I love this album, I really do. Colors was a masterpiece. Colors 2 was a masterpiece. This album was released last year, and I just can't stop listening to it. I just love how it seamlessly flows. Like, each track is warranted on this album. Great songs like a Double Helix of Extinctions, the Revolution in Limbo, that chorus is absolutely amazing. Never Seen, Future Shock, The Future is Behind Us, and not to mention Human as Hell to end off this album. I just love the synth work on this, the cool keyboards, not to mention the vocal work is absolutely incredible. The beautiful clean vocal seamlessly switches to those aggressive, harsh, metalcore-ish vocals as well, but it's absolutely fantastic regardless. Amazing solos that will just melt your brain, holy crap. Really good interludes as well, and slower songs on this album, but yet Colors 2 is one of my favorite progressive metal albums of all time. Next up is this UK band that has created some fantastic progressive metal albums, but there's only one album that is outstanding in my opinion. It's none other than Threshold and the album March of Progress. This was released about 10 years ago, and March of Progress is a fucking masterpiece. Carl Groom on guitar is so damn good. I just absolutely love the soaring solos, just the odd time signatures as well. The drumming as well is incredible. Not to mention Damon Wilson's vocals. Mwah, beautiful. Love his angelic vocals that lead on to such grunts. There's a lot of grunt on his vocals, and it's so damn good. Return of the Fort Police is a banger, along with Ashes with that catchy chorus. Liberty, Complacency, Dependency, none other than The Hours. And Hello, Coda is on this with the cool guitar riffs. This is so damn good. Energetic. Threshold at its best. Threshold were in a little bit of a limbo before this album, after I think their lead singer died, but they came back strong with March of Progress, and I absolutely friggin' love it. This is one of the best progressive metal albums of all time, in my opinion. Okay, so next up is none other than a power metal band. Oh my god, well, it's sort of power metal. Like, Seventh Wonder are sort of a progressive power metal band, and their masterpiece, in my opinion, is none other than Mercy Falls. Oh, what a great concept album this is. It's all about dream landscape. It's all about one person in a coma, I think, visiting a different fictitious town discovering what Mercy Falls is all about. And this album is fantastic with some cool instrumentals as well. Tommy's vocals are fantastic, angelic, warm, rich in tone. Production is amazing. I just love the atmosphere, the build up, and none other the progression as well, with the cool interludes and the cool solos. Songs like A Day Away, songs like Paradise, A New Beginning, There and Back is one of my favorite instrumentals. Destiny Calls is such a great song. Songs like The Black Parade to end off the album. Mercy Falls is an absolutely incredible album that you guys need to check out if you haven't heard Seventh Wonder. In my opinion, this is Seventh Wonder's masterpiece. If I had to rank him, this would be number one. Let's move on. Next up is surprise, very surprising, but I had to put Mastodon Crack the Sky. Recently discovered this album a year ago after I listened to Mastodon Hushed and Grim, and I fell in love with Crack the Sky, and I fell in love with none other than Mastodon. Mastodon was a Vegemite band, in my opinion. Like, I feel that a lot of people either love Mastodon or a lot of people either don't like Mastodon. And Mastodon are absolutely fantastic. Now, Crack the Sky, in my opinion, is one of my favorite albums, one of my favorite progressive metal albums of all time now. I love songs like Oblivion, Divinations, and you got the Sa, Usurper, and the other part. That is amazing. The Sa is one of my favorite songs of this album, one of my favorite progressive metal songs of all time, with the cool, clean acoustic guitars, well, it's cool, clean electric guitars, you could say, amazing vocals, the odd time signatures, the incredible solo at the end. This album is amazing. Songs like Crack the Sky, with just the angelic tone of the guitar, the vocals, ooh, ooh, ooh. A spicy meatball. Crack the Sky is by Mastodon. I absolutely love it. And The Last Baron. Hello, The Last Baron is absolutely amazing. It is such an incredible album from start to finish. It is amazing. I keep saying amazing because it is. Mastodon Crack the Sky sits here. Next up is 5, the new Mythology Suite by Symphony X. Symphony X is amazing. Power metal, progressive metal. Symphony X really switched towards a progressive metal side on this album, where the Divine Wings of Tragedy was more on that power metal, progressive metal side. This is more on the progressive metal side, and is amazing. It is a concept album. Each song runs seamlessly, and it feels like one song this whole entire album. Great songs like Fallen, Communion and the Oracle, the cool guitar riffs, the amazing keyboards. Songs like Egypt, the Absence of Light, that slower, more melancholic song. Rediscovery Part 2 to Mythology is one of my favorite Symphony X songs. Absolutely love it. Russell Allen's vocals are so damn good on this. You got Michael Romeo on guitar. His guitar work is nearly as good as John Petrucci. His guitar work is absolutely amazing, especially on this album with the cool solos. Drums by Rulo, wow. Jason Rulo is one of my favorite drummers, to be honest, because I absolutely love his drums, love his tight little accents, his cool fills that really switch the songs up, and the odd time signatures that really throw the listener off guard. But this is amazing, it's amazing. Symphony X5, the Mythology Suite, sits here. Next up is a masterpiece by Queensryche. It is the only, well, literally, it's the only Queensryche album I adore. It's none other than Operation Mindcrime. Operation Mindcrime, an incredible concept album. Just amazing. It's about an individual that is brainwashed by some cult, I believe. He spirals out of control, and this is all about like physical mentality. This is just a brutal album overall in regards to the story. I feel like it's a very political driven album if you relate it to nowadays. Songs like Spreading the Disease, the cool choruses, the cool guitar work as well. At times, it just reminds me of, there's a lot of Iron Maiden influence on this in my opinion. Great guitar work on this. I love the riffs. Songs like Revolution Calling, that chorus is amazing. Sweet Sister Mary, that really cold, melancholic, dark, atmospheric song. Breaking the Sun is breaking the silence of the night. Oh, so damn good. How this person just spirals out of control. Because everything is just falling apart. One of the best concept albums of all time. Speaking of another concept album, coming up next is A Pleasant Shade of Grey by Fate's Warning. An incredible album. Do have the album somewhere, I just can't find it. but it is amazing. This album runs about 54 minutes, and there's just so many amazing twists and turns on this album. Cool arpeggio riffs, amazing guitar solos. Ray Alda's vocals are absolutely incredible. Jim Mathios on guitar, keyboard work by none other, that's right, by Kevin Moore. That's right, Kevin Moore, who was also in Dream Theater, and Kevin Moore will be on a later album once we get through this. But yeah, Fate's Warning, Pleasure Shade are great. One of the best albums in my opinion. It's one of the best long songs. I can't remember, but the instrumental in part 8 is incredible, but it's just one big long juicy song that will make your heart flutter. Some absolutely incredible solos that is filled with emotion on this. It is easily one of the best progressive metal albums. Okay, so controversial. Next up is Deliverance by Opeth. I'm not going to put any other Opeth album because I just feel that Deliverance is just a beast on its own. Deliverance is my favorite Opeth album. This might be controversial, but whoever has followed me throughout the years, they would know that Deliverance is my favorite Opeth album. It's not Still Life, it's not Blackwater Park, even though Still Life isn't so damn good. It's like my second favorite Opeth album now. I just feel like Deliverance is just, oh, it's just amazing. You got Deliverance, the outro. The outro is so damn good. Saw Opeth live last month and they played Deliverance as the last song and the whole crowd went wild, especially that outro. And this cemented that Deliverance was my favorite progressive metal album. One of my favorite progressive metal albums. A Fair Judgment, the cool guitar lead, Mikhail's vocals are so damn good. Songs like Master's Apprentice, the riff on Reef, holy shit. Yeah, Deliverance by Opeth is easily one of my favorites albums of all time. And finally, my favorite progressive metal album of all time, and easily one of my favorite albums of all time. It's none other than Awake by Dream Theater. This is controversial. A lot of people put images and words, but I just feel that Awake is just slightly better. It is such an incredible album from start to finish. Great songs like 6 o'clock in the Christmas morning, Caught in a Web, Innocence Faded. Mainly these lyrics were written by Mike Poyton and John Petrucci, and even John Mayong, but also Kevin Moore put a lot of thoughts in the lyrics, and you can tell the lyrics are very deep. It's easily one of the albums that I care for lyrics, and it's so damn good. Erotomania, Voices, The Silent Man, Throughout the Mind Beside Itself, Sweet, The Mirror, how heavy that song is, and Lie, Lifting Shadows off a dream once broken. None other than Scarred, none other than the masterpiece, Space Dyed Vest. Ding, 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 ding. The eerie piano work you're getting on Space Dyed Vest. Awake by Dream Theater is incredible. Space Dyed Vest, when I first heard it, gave me goosebumps. I shuddered listening to it, especially the melody, especially James LaBrie's vocals. This is, in my opinion, the best vocal performance by James LaBrie. Voices, that incredible guitar solo by John Petrucci. Voices, guitar solo is my favorite guitar solo of all time. There you are, there's a fun fact for you guys. But yeah, absolutely love it. So yeah, Dream Theater by Awake is my #1 progressive metal album of all time. So yeah, let me know in the comments below your favorite progressive metal albums. Do you agree or disagree in my opinion? Keep discussion going in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.